Welcome to Proven and Probable, where we focus on metals, mining, and more. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson, where today we will provide an update on Riverside Resources, where knowledge is golden, trading on the TSXV symbol RRI and on the OTC symbol RVSDF. Joining us for a conversation is Dr. John Mark Stouty. He is the President, CEO, and Director of Riverside Resources. Dr. Stouty, welcome to the show, sir.
Wonderful to be on the show, Maurice.
John Mark, always a pleasure to have you on, sir. Riverside Resources has some very intriguing news to report out of Sinaloa, Mexico, on the 100% owned La Silla Gold Project in Mexico. John Mark, before we begin, where is La Silla located, and historically, is this an area known for producing gold mines?
You know, it's in a great part of western Mexico. It's in the state of Sinaloa, just to the east of Mazatlan. So from Mazatlan, it's only about an hour and a half on a paved road right to this project. The reason there's a paved road there is it's a mining district. Just to the east of us is Tayoltita and San Dimas, which has produced over 8 million ounces of gold. It's produced nearly 1 billion ounces of silver. These are mega districts in Mexico. Riverside is so excited to have gotten into the La Silla, which is a project that Yamana had worked on previously, acquired it from Meridian, and for us to be able to capture such a great asset, put it together, and now begin to do the exploration, drill targeting is awesome. It's a very mega mining district area of Mexico.
You know, John Mark, Riverside released some very impressive assay results. Take us here to Table 1 and walk us through them, please.
Table 1 is exciting because it has gold, silver, and the interval. And you can see the gold values go 2, 3, 5, but particularly 9 grams. And then we have even 19-gram gold, high-grade gold. And on silver, 100 and up to 200 gram silver. So very nice values. These values can also be shown on the map view.
John Mark, walk us through Figure 1 of the La Silla.
Here on the map at La Silla, we have the scale bar on the left of the assay values, and we have the lithologies over here. What you're looking at is an east-west vein. This east-west vein, this Ciruelos vein, is one of 4 major veins in the La Silla district. We're so excited to be having multiple locations with high-grade values. Here's a sample with 9 grams gold. Here are samples with 1, 2, 3, all the way over here, 2.5. These long veins over 2 kilometers east-west are really the type of veins that have been developed in the Tayoltita mine, San Dimas mine, other mines in this region of Mexico. The green, this is the volcanic andesites. On the pink is actually the dacite. So the volcanic top boundary is the right place to be. These are fault structures, good feeder structures, and this here is a cross-section line from A to A prime.
John Mark, what are we looking at here on Figure 2?
This is actually the cross-section from the south A to the north A prime, is looking at the fault contact with andesite and dacite with large amounts of gold mineralization. We have 9 grams gold on the surface. We have a parallel vein. We have a wide zone here, up to 30, 40, even 50-meter wide potential zones of mineralization. We're very excited by having these vein zones through here with the main feeder, and then dacite and lithic tuffs and faults. These type of cross-sections are key for us to be able to figure out where we want to drill. So we see very easily standing right at the surface and drilling right into mineralization, a really great drill target at the La Silla project by Riverside.
John Mark, what will be the next step you look to accomplish at La Silla based on these results?
Based on these good results, we can see continued some more sampling and immediately going to drill permitting. Be able to find 9 gram gold on the surface, 200 grams silver, having these type of assay values shows us we have good potential for finding something at depth. So the next stage will be drill permitting, and we'll have that ready for our partner. These are the type of projects as a prospect generator we like to partner for owning the catalyst for a big discovery.
Switching gears, for our audience, in April, I was in attendance on a site visit in Sonora State, Mexico at the Cecilia Gold Project. John Mark, the value proposition before us here can be astounding. Let me repeat that with an underscore, really, for our audience. Astounding. Can you remind the audience on some of the assay results that we have there and the value proposition we have before us?
You betcha. So first off is it's a big hill with no people around it. So you have great access, really big scale, and that's key. The grades of up to 2 ounces, 1 ounce of gold, having over an ounce of gold in surface on veins is amazing. And right now we're in the field following that up with more sampling and going ahead and targeting and figuring out the drill permitting and getting the drills just right to be able to target these. The second thing is we have 5 other domes at this property. So it's not just the one hill, but it makes an amazing project with amazing upside and multiple shots at discovery for Riverside shareholders.
You know, John Mark, we often overlook the intangibles that make an issuer successful. So I want to diverge here slightly. Give us some background on John Mark Stouty and your team there. How long have you been in Mexico?
So Riverside is a team. Myself, I was lucky enough to go there as a younger person over 29 years ago and involved in doing geology and exploration, including working at the Mulatos project. Did my doctorate there. Many of the other people on the team, Ron Burke has been involved in many discoveries, Pedro Herrera. We have a great team of people. We've been working together on and off together for over 20 years. Riverside's been going for 11 years. And what we've been able to do is be able to find things, to progress them, and find partnerships with them. Owning multiple assets, royalties on all of these projects makes Riverside really poised for great success in the future, too.
You know, looking at Riverside's portfolio, a predominant position of it is basically in Mexico. Tell us why.
I think the key thing is you can do things quickly. You can develop things into production. Secondly is there are lots of transactions. People know having projects in Mexico, you can turn them into mines. They create value. You can consolidate. I think the third thing is it's close to North America. It is part of North America, close to the United States, easily accessible for capital, for people to flow. So it's a great place to work. We work in the northern part, Sonora, right up along the Arizona, New Mexico borders. Great place to be able to develop discoveries into mines. It's a great mining country, Mexico.
You know, I have to tell you, I was thoroughly impressed on how fluent you are in Spanish. You know, you could have conducted today's questions in Spanish for the entire interview. But also, unbeknownst to me as well, you are a subject matter expert on geology and mining in Mexico. You know, we drove around about, 10 hours round trip, and we didn't use the same highway on our return. And you intimately knew every crack and crevice, outcrop, fault, and mine that was in production that we passed. Tell us more about your team in Mexico. Is this an all Mexican staff? Is that correct?
It is, and what we've done is we've worked with some of the best people from the best universities in Mexico, and we're delighted. There are a lot of great geologists in Mexico, and we're honored to have many of them working with Riverside. Secondly, they've been on the roads. We've been traveling these roads, leading tours, been out in the field. We know these properties, and we also know the people, the locals. We try to work with them by using all Mexican staff. We try to be one with the people, for the people, to make a difference for Mexico. I think it's great for Riverside shareholders to realize we can operate all in Spanish, operating there, taking our capital and turning it into great appreciation of value. Riverside's about value, and working with the local Mexican people is a wonderful way to develop value and leave value both in Mexico and for our shareholders.
You know, with any industry, it's very relationship based, and you hit the nail right there on the head. The intangibles that your team brings, they're local, they know the people know them. It's a great relationship. I was there, I saw it firsthand. This is just a phenomenal team that you have there with Riverside Resources, and I want to make sure that the audience clearly understands those intangibles do not show up on the balance sheet. You have to be there to realize it. All right. Now, before we close, Dr. Stouty, allow me to congratulate Riverside Resources on once again being hand-selected by Rick Rule to be an attendee at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium, which will be held the 17th through the 20th July in Vancouver, British Columbia. Truly speaks volumes and merit when the most recognized name in the natural resource space has full confidence in Riverside Resources and realizes the value proposition as a shareholder.
Well, we're really lucky to have them as shareholders, and I think what it is a responsibility. I'm a big shareholder, and we're fully committed to making a difference. And being part of the Sprott Conference, being able to do an event the day before the Sprott Conference so we can take some of the invitees and attendees up to visit and get an overview of some of British Columbia's beauty is part of our outreach. And what we really appreciate is at the Sprott Conference, be able to meet with shareholders, or those shareholders that can't attend the Sprott Conference are always available to contact us and reach out and talk to us. We're lucky to have Rick Rule, Sprott, and all the shareholders. We really take that seriously and work hard to make sure we deliver value.
You know, speaking of contacting you, John Mark, for someone listening that wants to get more information on Riverside Resources, please share the contact details.
Please give us a call at 778-327-6671 or go to our website, RIVERSIDE.com. We'd love to speak to people, and we're always trying to be available.
And last but not least, please visit our website, www.provenandprobable.com, where we interview the most respected names in the natural resource space. You may reach us at contact@provenandprobable.com. Dr. John Mark Stouty of Riverside Resources, thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. And for our audience, we wish to convey that Riverside Resources is a sponsor of Proven and Probable, and that we are proud shareholders of Riverside Resources for the virtues we conveyed in today's message.
Thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. Remember to like and subscribe for more conversations with the most respected names in the natural resource space. Check out our website at www.provenandprobable.com. The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.